verse 39, Ulladhu Naarpadhu, 40 verses on reality given to us by Sri Ramana Maharshi. பத்தன் நான் என்று மட்டும் பந்தமுத்தி சிந்தனைகள் பத்தன் ஆரென்று தன்னை பார்க்குங்கால் சித்தமாய் நித்தமுத்தன் தான் நிற்கும் நிற்காதேல் பந்த சிந்தை முக்தி சிந்தை முன்னிற்குமோ. Here he is talking about how to think rather. The path of Advaita is called the path of knowledge. What knowledge is it? It simply says Tattvamasi. You are not just the body, you are Brahman. You are the formless, infinite existence, consciousness, bliss. Realize that. That's what it says. It does not even say realize that. It says Tattvamasi, that thou art. You are Brahman. Now it is left for us to understand, acquire this knowledge and find out our true nature. So long as you think you are in bondage, Baddhannan ennu mattum. So long as you think you are in bondage, Baddhannan ennu mattum bandhamutti sindanail, you will entertain such thoughts as I am in bondage, I need liberation, etc. Baddhan aar endru thannai paarkungal. There is somebody who says in me, say for example, somebody says I am in bondage. If you look at that person, if you investigate that person who says I am in bondage, Baddhan aar endru thannai paarkungal, if you look at the Swarupa, you look at your inner nature, true nature by investigating this little person who says I am in bondage, if you investigate and find out your true nature, Niddhamai Siddhamuddan Niddhamai Siddhamuddan Than Nirkum, he says, there will stand permanently the liberated being. There will stand the liberated being permanently. Baddhannan ennu mattum bandhamutti sindhanaigal பத்தன் ஆர் என்று தன்னை பார்க்குங்கால் சித்தமாய் நித்தமுத்தன் தான் நிற்கும் நிற்காதேல் பந்த சிந்தை முக்தி சிந்தை முன்னிற்குமோ. When you investigate and find out your true nature, can this thought of bondage exist anymore? When the thought of bondage does not exist, can the thought of liberation exist anymore? He is asking. So again, it all boils down to doing Atma Vicharam, self-inquiry and finding out our true nature. Unless we investigate and find out our true nature, we are not going to realize our true nature. And so long as we don't realize our true nature, these thoughts about bondage and liberation are going to hanker. They are going to linger. As simple as that. Why way of thinking? One of Bhagavan's disciples and Sri Bhagavan, they went on a walk up the hill, Arunachala, and the disciple asked Sri Bhagavan, Bhagavan, you are saying for a jnani, there is no body, there is no world, there is no universe. Sri Bhagavan said, yes. Then the disciple asked, but is it not there? It is there, Bhagavan. The body is there, the world is there, the universe is there. Sri Bhagavan said, no. Again the disciple started repeating, it is there, Bhagavan. The world is there, it is experienced, body is experienced. You know what Sri Bhagavan said? If you think it is there, it is there. If you think it is not there, it is not there. Irukna irukku oi, illaina illa oi, he said. That's what said in Tamil. So it is a path of knowledge because we need to first acquire the theory that we are Brahman. We are the vast, infinite, unborn, undying, formless substance called Brahman. That's what we are fundamentally, right? And this Brahman is supposed to enter all the bodies called, we call it Upadhis. Upadhi is an add-on, is an adjunct, something added on to something else. So it enters, say, this body and creates a bond, called Chitjada Granthi, the knot of the sentient with the insentient it creates. And we continue to think that I am this body, and there our thinking process stops. For an unenlightened person, the ultimate reality is the I thought, I am the body thought. And this, because of this limitation, limited thinking, because we accept the body as our ultimate reality, we go on taking births. We are caught in the loop of birth and rebirth. We are caught in the cycle of birth and rebirth. That's what they are saying. But real intelligence points out that we are not this body. Our ultimate reality is not this body. Our ultimate reality is Brahman. And we need to find that out, if not now, after decades or after lifetimes, we need to definitely find this out, because there is no escape. The system is a closed system with limited possibilities. Either you are in bondage or you are in liberation. See, we should not get carried away by the standpoint quotes uttered by Jnanis. They will say, where is the question of bondage? You are already Brahman, they will say. But is it our living reality? Let us be realistic. If separateness is there, if our experience is only limited to this body, if we are not universal consciousness, then we need to continue vicharam, self-enquiry. It is through due diligence, through upasana, through spiritual practices, through enquiry that we can reach out to our real nature. Otherwise, all these thousands of people who have been studying Advaita Vedanta, they would have become Ramana Maharshis. They would have become Adi Shankaras. That is not the case. So it's better to be realistic. This is how I study it. So you go on adding the theoretical knowledge first that you are Brahman. Then you go on investigating who am I. Every time a thought arises, to whom is this thought, which is the birthplace of this I thought. Sri Bhagavan simply says that only. If you go on investigating the birthplace of I thought, it will topple down, Atma will shine forth. You study n number of times, 1000 times, 1 billion times you study this, the truth is not going to change. These are all fixed truths. This is a fixed truth, not even plural. See, he says, man searches for happiness. Happiness is by talking about lasting happiness, not happiness which comes and goes. Happiness comes, then misery follows. This is the order of the universe, physical nature. But he says Atma's nature is bliss, eternal bliss, permanent bliss. He says that is our true nature. In fact, that is the litmus test. If you want to ask yourself, am I liberated? Am I a Jivan Mukta? Am I enlightened? If you are in bliss, without any reasons all the time, that is your true nature. And oneness is another litmus test. You feel, you experience everything as one. Nothing is separate from me in the universe. The entire universe, Bhagavan said in one place, the entire universe revolves around my hip. That is the real test. Mere theoretical knowledge is not, intellectual realization is not actual realization. Realization is complete when oneness dawns. Everything is one. Shri Bhagavan says, you will not rest in peace until you find out your true nature. He says, the way you throw a stone up in the air, until it comes and settles down on the ground, it will not rest. The same way he says, the water that evaporates from the ocean goes up, forms the clouds, and it has to come down to the ground, to the ocean again in the form of water. Same way in Arunachala Ashtakam, he says that Udal Uir Unilelu Unayuru Varayil Tadaisayin Nilladu. So, the body and mind arise from some other source called Brahman. The body and mind arise from Atma. So till you reach your original home, which is Atma, you will not rest in peace. In the same song, he gives another example. The bird which starts out in the morning in search of food, stuff, it flies, goes from place to place. but until it comes back in the evening and roos on the branch, it will not be satisfied. The same way, a man, let him take n number of births, whatever be the number of births, until he comes back and settles down in his true nature, he will not be in peace, permanent peace. He will not be in bliss. He will not be in permanent happiness. That's all. This is the theory of spirituality. So in this song he says, change your thinking. In a way, indirectly he says, change your thinking. Don't think that you are in bondage. You start doing mananam, thinking about the ultimate truth. Shankara in Atma Bodham points out that we have to continuously practice this. We have to continuously think that I am not this body, mind alone, I am Brahman. Shri Bhagavan says, I am this body, mind and all else. So curiosity should arise. What is this all else? So Shri Bhagavan says, so long as you think you are the body, you will entertain thoughts about bondage and liberation. If you investigate the person in you who says, I am in bondage, if you investigate the true nature, the origin of that thought, it will topple down, you will realize your true nature. It may take some time, let it, but this is the process. Simply because it is taking some time to reach the destination, we cannot change the destination. Destination remains our true nature. It might take some time, it might take some sadhana, let it, but we should remain unwavering and steady and proceed towards it. And he says, once you investigate and find out your true nature, in the song he says, this thought of bondage will disappear. Once this thought of realization arises, once this thought of bondage disappears, will there be thought of liberation left? Only if we think we are in bondage are we going to think that I need liberation. So it all points out to one simple truth, Tattvamasi, that thou art. When? All the time. We need to hold on to this truth with courage, with conviction, with faith in the Guru's words. Because Gurus are not ordinary people. They have done the homework. Finished. They have no more birth and rebirth business. They remained Jivan Muktas when they were in the body. They became Videha Mukta, liberated after the body. That's all. The chapter is closed. This is what every individual is looking at indirectly. They are searching happiness through material objects and human bodies. But once we find our true nature, we will find that it is the unalloyed storehouse of all the bliss that is available in the world. This is the Advaitic truth. Let us think about it.